some of the undertone of what you're talking about and driving at strikes me as a recipe for demagoguery. That in other societies where this kind of systematic, across-the-board collapse of institutions has occurred, think Argentina, think Germany, there has arisen a demagogue who has been able to use that national media to create a power structure and impose reform.
I think that in the title of a new book by Jonathan Alter, the center still holds in this country to the extent that we are not headed for Argentina. There is still enough opportunity that isn't shared nearly as widely as it used to be, but is still there. And there's still enough structural integrity that people haven't lost complete faith in the institutions in a way that would make them receptive to a Father Coughlin or an Eva Peron. Glenn Beck and Sarah Palin are demagogues, and they built quite a following. And Sarah Palin catapulted herself to the top of her party for a little while. So that, to me, was a sign of something quite rotten at the top. And the receptivity suggested something rotten at the bottom. I remember sitting around a breakfast table in Columbus, Ohio during the same trip that you mentioned. And some women I was interviewing were saying, and this was in 2008, we love Sarah Palin. She would fit in right at this table. She's just like us. And I asked them, why do you want someone just like you to be the vice president? That suggested a complete loss of faith in elites, that they can't do it any better than we can, so we might as well put one of ours there. They were acknowledging she's not really any better educated, any better informed. That makes her the best possible vice president. The Tea Party and Occupy Wall Street represented sort of opposing, but I'd say they came out of the same fount of total disenchantment with elites, and with maybe different elites, but I often thought that the two of them should get together because they sounded a lot alike in some ways. In Tampa, there's a character named Karen Jarosh, who's a housewife until 2008, and then Sarah Palin lights a fire for her, and she becomes a leader of the Tea Party in Tampa, and actually wins a big political battle by defeating an initiative for commuter rail, which many people in Tampa saw as kind of the answer to the sprawl that led to the housing collapse. Well, the Tea Party made sure that that never happened. There's also a long chapter in the book about Occupy Wall Street. I spent a lot of time down at Zuccotti Park, and how the hopefulness of some of their rhetoric, but also the total lack of any structure. Again, it kind of reflected the problem I'm talking about. There was no belief in a hierarchy or in even a coherent set of goals. Once the police raided the park, it was over. That was the end of Occupy Wall Street. It was a meme, not a movement. So I guess this is a long answer to say, I don't think it's going to reach that level, but I can't tell you how many of the people in this book at one time or another said, if such and such doesn't happen, there's going to be chaos in the streets. Dean Price has this vision of US 220 shutting down because we can't get the oil in any longer, which happened during Katrina. And that was a real turning point for him. If the food can't get here, if the trucks can't run on the highways because of an oil shortage or because of a power blackout or a terror attack, there's going to be civil unrest and maybe even violence. So that's in the imaginations of many, many characters in the book. It hasn't happened. I don't think it's going to happen, but the fact that people anticipate it is worrying.